Good morning. Today we are doing our Little Miss apron. Okay, it's all finished. I think it's really cute. And I'm doing two different colorways so you guys can see, girlers I should say, can see what differences you could do. I did one in kind of a mint, and so you can see the different colorways. So, let's get started. So in the directions, I have all different sizes. I have 4 different sizes. So because I'm kind of chesty, I mix and matched a bunch of them. So this one I made wider for bigger tatas. And the other ones I didn't make as chesty. So for this one, I made for somebody who's got smaller tatas. Lindsay's pointing at her tatas. But then I made the length. Of course, I made it longer than I would need because I'm not exactly 6 foot. I'm 5 feet tall. But I thought it was really cute, and I love the little mint color with the, as Lindsay calls them, my Playboy bunnies. Okay. So to get started, you can mix and match, and I think it's really cute. So what I did on this was the kids large in this way, and then I made the adult length. So I have it cut, and when you do this, it's going to be kind of like a rectangle. Then it's got, in the directions, placement for left and right, how to cut out the pits. Well, if you got somebody who's got really skinny arms, which is not my issue, I've got the let's hang you be it. I got those from my mother. So it'll say top side. So you'll go top side, and then you just put it on there and take your friction pen and cut them out. Okay, so you'll have that all cut out. And I just saved these for later use. And then of course I've got them for like the kids large, and then it's got for the kids small. And I just save these in the patterns for later use, or sometimes I get stupid and I throw it out with all my other stuff, which happens quite often. Okay, so I got this all cut out, and of course you got the lining, and you have right sides together. So you can do it all in one quick, easy swoop. Then you have all the stuff cut. So you have 3 different layers, as you can see on here. Of my 3/4 inch. You could use my rectangles on edge, you could use my half and half, many point scallops, you could use any of my rulers on this, but because of the bunnies, I decided just to use a 3/4 inch. Okay, make sure you put your name in. I'm giving away 2 more patterns, these patterns, PDF sent to you, so you just please comment. Okay, so then this one I did in 2 different colors, then I just used, this is an antique button by the way, Yippee Skippy, isn't that cute? I'd gather them on my shows. Okay, so you just need 3 inches, 3 inches of the same color, 3 inches, and then I just did a length of this, of 2 different colors, and then put the button. Okay, then for the straps, you need 3 inches, 3 inches, 3 inches. So 9 inches cut in 3-inch strips. Okay, I have a quick, easy little way to do straps. Okay, I will find the easiest way to do anything because I'm basically lazy. This is a little trick my grandmother taught me years and years ago. When you do straps, let's say for the long straps, all you have to do is the 1/4 inch. I drop my stitch length because you're going to be pushing it out with one of these little things. I used to use a safety pin, put it on the end, and push it through, yada yada yada. You can buy these little turner guys, quick turn. You get them at Joann's or wherever you would like. When I go to shows, I usually sell them. Okay, so what you want to do is sew the 1/4 inch all the way down to the end. But when you're doing the little straps for here, what I want to do, let me find my example, both ends. See? I was thinking. I want you guys to notice I was thinking. Make sure you comment. I sew the 1/4 inch on both sides. Okay? So when you're done, all you do is find your half, cut it in half. There's your straps. So when you want to do these little doobies, all you have to do is take this little guy, oh honey, it used to be so much more difficult. Don't you remember? Oh my gosh, it was horrible. Then you have to find the other end, yippee skippy yay. Did I give you one of these ones? Did you give me one of these? I got a pack probably upstairs somewhere.
I still use the safety pin.
Well, I'm going to give you one of these packs. This is like much quicker.
Old school.
That's how I probably taught you because I didn't have these. Then, because I'm the pin queen, you can roll them, you know, the old-fashioned way. You roll it and find the thing. Well, because, remember Grandma? She was kind of on the picky side. Just a little. Make sure you comment so you can win a free pattern. And then all I do is go like this. Make sure this is hot. And you guys get the gist. You just pick out the seam allowance and pin it all the way down. And go down until you are finished. And it is done like this. Then I iron it once it's done, and then I take, you can do it 2 ways. I sometimes take it and do my 1/4 inch on both sides all the way around, or I just do it on one side, and that's what I did with this. And so I have my little straps all ready. Okay? So I've got these all sewn ready for another one, because by the time I do a show, I have many ready to go. So then I traced my 3/4 inch on all these. Okay, got it all ready. And then that's all set. Pushed it out, yada, yada, yada. Then, when you're done with that, then what you want to do, we'll go back to that, is when you're doing this, to put the right sides together. I don't know about you guys, but I always get a strap caught when I'm sewing right sides together. So, what I suggest you to do is take and put your straps a 1/2 inch in, so you don't get it all jumbled up all the way around. Okay, this is the front. Then, so I don't get the straps caught on, because there's nothing worse than getting your 2 sides together and your strap, part of your strap is sewn in the thing and you don't know it, you cut it, then you got to redo your straps. So I always pin it on the inside like this, so I don't lose and get my straps all nuts. Then of course I sew, put this together, right sides together. And I'm the pin queen once again. And I sew, 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 sew. Because how many times have you gotten your straps caught in whatever you're making? Oh my gosh. And then you think, that was really, really a stupid thing to do. Maybe you guys haven't, but I certainly have. And you go, okay, next time, take note. Don't get straps caught. I've made a lot of aprons in my life, though. I mean, like, lots. And when you went to Grandma's to cook, 4-H leader, honey, she'd had all these 4-H kids. Before you start cooking, make sure you put an apron on because you don't want to ruin your clothes because your mom will get really mad at me. And she had no fear of slapping anybody that didn't do something right. It wasn't only me. See? I wasn't the only special one. She always said that. You're special. And not in a good way. So, that's the scoop. Okay, on these, make sure you leave an opening, like a 4-inch opening, so you can turn these little babies. Okay, I'm not going to sew the whole thing. What I'm probably going to do is move the sewing machine up so you guys can see what I'm doing. Good thing it's not my Bernina 830. Then it would be a 45-pound machine, and that's not a good thing. That's a big baby to move. See, I'm using a Janome. I like machines. People collect a lot of things. I collect sewing machines. I know it's weird. But I really, really, really like sewing machines. And I can't sew all the time at this height because I'm not exactly the tallest stick. And it's not good for ergonomic in my shoulder. So this would be awful to sew at this height at all times. And let me get my 1/4-inch foot. But just pretend I've gotten this whole thing all and I dropped the stitch length to about a 2 because I want it to be a little tighter because you're going to be turning it. Oops. Let me change this. There we go. I'm gonna have to push. Sorry about that. Kind of sort of screwed up. I should put on a 1/4 inch. My 1/4 inch foot. I always do this when I do cameras. Make a mistake, but I didn't sew very long, so we're good. Also, what I did was I sewed on the straps prior to putting it on, because there's nothing worse also than your straps moving when you're sewing something. See, here's your strap squanked. Drives you crazy. Absolutely crazy. Again, make sure you comment so you can win a free PDF. This is a pretty quick, once you get all your scallops pushed and all that kind of stuff, it goes pretty darn quick. So that I do while I watch TV. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you. I can quit here and I'll finish later. When I do like a corner, I want to make sure that I cut it at an angle here, so when you push it out there is no bulk and it just works a lot better, if you can see that. Okay, and make sure you leave your 4-inch opening. So then what you do, like you can see here, this is my opening. I'm going to whip stitch it when I'm done. So you put right sides out, then you sew it, and then I do a 1/4 inch all the way around so it looks nice and clean. On the other one I did like an 1/8 because I just wanted a different look, because I get bored and I like to do different things all the time. Okay, let me move this little baby here. So then after you have pushed out all your scallops and done your thing, then what I do is, before I gather them, let's use this one because it's going to go on this, is you're going to have this opening here. Well, I don't want the opening. Remember, creative minds are rarely tidy. That's me, honey. I always got too many things going on in my head. Here's my glue. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these closed. So when I gather it, it doesn't open. And when I put it on my item, it's enclosed. So when I sew it down, I don't have to worry about this being open. And it works really, really, really well. I think out of the leftover scallops, I'm going to make a cute little towel. Oh, next week I'm going to be, I'll get something taped, but I'm going to be in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I had to think for a minute. It takes me a minute to remember where I am sometimes. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to iron this. Easter's coming. Can you believe it already? Dang, this year's going like crazy. It's really fast. Once again, make sure you comment so you can win a free pattern, which is this pattern. You can do it in Christmas, you can do it in Halloween, you can do it in all sorts of things. It's darling for little kids. It's darling for us adults. I asked Lindsay if she wanted, she said no. She'll get it all when I she'll have so much stuff, she'll go, oh my gosh, Mom, what you were thinking. She'll be ready to throw up. I just got a little fabric around, like way too much fabric. Glue it all the way across. Okay, there we go. And then you just iron it. And then, to gather something, take this foot off, the regular foot on. Okay, there it is. That's that one. Okay, to gather, what you want to do is change your tension to an 8 or 9. Change your stitch length however high it goes on your machine. If it unthreads itself, what you want to do is drop either your tension or your stitch length because something's wrong. So what I'm going to do is you want your bobbin thread and your lower thread. Let's put this in the center. I don't want it uncentered. Both out. Because it will automatically gather. Okay? So what I'm going to do on this is I'm going to gather. And so right down the center of my scallop. And it's gonna, see how it's automatically gathering it a little? And then you just leave it here. Then what I like to do is find the center. Because I'm going to be putting it on my this, and I'm going to finish doing what I'm doing here because I've already started it gathering. And this side looks good, and this side looks pretty darn good. I'll start with the first row, and that'll be the second row. I just like to know where the center is because it doesn't matter. You don't have to. It's just, I kind of tend to get really kind of nutty. There we go. Because you glued it, then you're not going to have all the back of it popping up. Okay? Move all this stuff over here. Make sure you don't pin your straps. I've also done that. Anything that you have done, I've probably done like 16 times. Especially when I get tired, I make a lot of mistakes, so I've learned to quit sewing when I'm tired. Then because in the pattern it'll tell you how many inches to go up for the sizes, small and then the other ones. So just put your lines where you're supposed to be so it's all equally done. And then you just pick your center and mark your center. Where I go from center to side to side. Nice in the center here. I want it to be straight because this is going to be straight. I think this is so cute. I think it's absolutely the cutest. But then I like these little bunnies. I think they're cute. When I was growing up, I had a bunny. It was white with pink eyes. Its name was Valentine. Cute little bugger. Hence the 4 dogs. We almost got another dog this week, which was really kind of crazy. Changed my mind. I thought 5 dogs was putting it a little over the edge. change this before I start sewing. Otherwise, I'm not going to be a happy little camper. It's really cute. I guess we had an earthquake last night, Lindsay said. I didn't feel it. That's because I have a dog that gets me up all night. His name is Toby. He scratches at the door, then I get up. Drives me crazy. I think he needs to go on melatonin or something. Then I go downstairs and he doesn't even want to go to the bathroom. I don't know what he's checking out. Probably because we were getting the earthquake. I didn't feel it at all. I was too tired from him waking me up. We've been getting a lot of them lately, actually. Also, watch out not to pin in a piece of paper over here. Okay. Then what I'm going to do, switch and put this on. It's kind of like a little walking foot for this because it's going to be kind of thick. So I kind of want to use like a walking foot. So that it doesn't have a hard time. Not so hot with my left hand. There we go. So now you want to switch it to switch to number 10 on here. And then I want it to be, and I always check out a stitch before I use it on something because it's got to be pretty much just right. So I think I'm going to do the stitch. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'll try 3.5. See if it's too wide. Yep. I'll go down to a 3 and a 3. And then I'm just going to stitch down the center. scallop, because I'm going to be putting a bias tape on top to cover up all the multitude of sins we're going to have here. And that is the beauty of doing this. Backtrack, cut, and that's how easy that is. Okay, scissors. There they are. Slide, baby, slide. And then take my pins out. And yes, I'm not supposed to sew over pins, but in my day and age, we had sewing machines that were so tough that you could sew over pins. So sometimes I kind of forget. There were tougher sewing machines in the old days. Okay. So voila, you got that. Then all you need to do is make your little bias tape, which I happen to have already made. And what I do with that, once again, I just glue it on. Glue becomes your kind of best friend, wherever it went. This is why we have such a mess down here. It's like I got too many things going on. So what I do is I just cut off the tips. This is my 1/2 inch. I just did a 1/2 inch. And I didn't even do it on the bias. I just did it on the straighter grain. So for 1/2 inch, you need a 1 inch. And you've seen me do this many, 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 many times. So let me cut the end off because I left the selvage there. And all I'm going to do is glue the end. Let me get my stiletto. Make sure that I don't have anything raw edges showing so I can iron it. There we go. Then all you want to do is put this little baby on top, and I glue it all the way across. Right down the center of where you just sewed. So it just hides all the zigzag you just did. I don't know about you guys, but I get sick of being pinned. I've made a whole lot of prairie points one by one for my grandma, and talk about being pinned a lot. All you have to do is put this all the way across. Do this 3 times. Just like this. And I sewed on the top and the bottom of the bias tape. Well, not so bias tape, but tape. And then I took and I made and I ruffled, made my flower. And you can put it wherever your little heart desires. Of course, you want it on the left side. I sewed that on. I put on ruffler on one. I sewed it on and put it right here. And voila, honey. In no time, you've got the cutest little apron you have ever seen. I think it's darling anyways. I don't know. I think it's just easy, simple, and it's just absolutely adorable. And so now, out of this show, I'll get a bunch of aprons, and Lindsay might get one whether she wants one or not. So, let me see. I'm going to give away 2. Okay, the first winner is Camille Servo. You want a free PDF pattern of the Little Miss Apron. Congratulations. And the second person is Carla Heron. You want a free apron. Thank you for watching, and hopefully you liked it, and God bless.